Hey guys, welcome to Mitch's Music. Today we are going to talk about how to get started strumming chords on the guitar. And strumming chords is one of those things that can easily become frustrated, and most of the time it's not your fault. Most of the time it's just because we're giving bad advice, because you see out there down, up, up, down, all of these different strumming patterns, and it overwhelms your mind and you have such a hard time just playing the song. Whereas if I told you to play a rhythm on the desk, you would most likely be able to play it back. Why can't guitar be that simple? I'm telling you, it can be, and I'm going to show you today how to get started so that later, no matter what the strumming pattern, you'll be able to play it without thinking down, down, up, down, whatever these people are telling you. All right? And I'm gonna do these videos a little bit differently depending on the guitar. So today I have an acoustic guitar, and between the electric and the acoustic, later on, you really should strum them slightly different depending on the style of music that you're playing. An electric guitar normally is strummed a little bit lighter. An acoustic guitar can be strummed more full force, and just letting the strings ring out. Electric guitars normally are strummed a little more muffled, so you're muffling the strings just a little bit more. But we'll get into all of that a little bit later. Today we are just going to talk about some techniques you can use to get started if you are a brand new beginner, and these techniques will work with any song, and it will allow you later to build up your ability to play these strumming patterns and sing along with the songs depending on your goals, sing along with the songs, or add other techniques that will help you get completely different rhythms by doing these exact same techniques I'm about to show you. So pick your favorite chord. I'm going to pick G, and pick your favorite song. And the way that you're going to start out playing is to just do downstrokes the whole time. And I know I said I'm not going to talk about down and up. The only thing you need to know is the down motion on the strong beats and the up motion on the weaker beats, or the in-between beats, because basically your downstrokes for what we're doing today are going to be the quarter note, and then the upstrokes that we'll talk about later are going to be the eighth note. So for instance, downstrokes would be like this. So that's the quarter note. So what we would do for upstrokes, we would just keep it pretty steady. All right, and that's it. That's pretty simple. So take any of the songs that you would like to learn, look at the chord chart, and follow along with the chords, just doing downstrokes to begin with. So if my song had a G, let's do a real song. So let's do Centuries. So Centuries has an E minor, a G, a C, an A minor, and a D. And that's a fairly good group of chords to get started with. And I'll do a video a little bit later to show you, if these chords are a little harder, how to break those down. But so what I would do to start with Centuries is to just do quarter notes. So all right, and once you get the hang of that, then you can add the eighth notes in. All right, and if you're like, okay, I can't change chords that fast, I can help you out there too. If you've watched some of my other videos, this is the same technique I talk about in those, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do it now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put between 1 and 4 beats in between each change, because the main thing I see with beginner guitarists is they lose their rhythm when they're trying to learn how to change chords and get their fingers used to moving. And so once they actually learn how to play the chords and get used to playing the chords, then they have to sort of take a step back and get used to playing the rhythm, because they'll notice that when they play along with a song or a friend that's a little better on the guitar, that they continuously get behind. So we want to keep the rhythm in our head. And one of the ways to do that when you're not quite ready to change fast, you could either slow it down, so play it slower, possibly with a metronome if you have one, or you can do this technique. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna play, we're doing each chord 4 times, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the chord 4 times, then rest between 1 and 4 times. So for right now, I'll do 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you get the idea. So we'll do that for each chord because that keeps the rhythm going, but you've got a certain number of beats in between, rather than this just whenever I get there type style that a lot of us beginners do. I remember doing it myself. So what we'll do next, if you can do that easily, we're gonna make it go to 3 beats, but keep the 4 pattern on your strumming, go to 3 beats in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Same thing, go down to 2 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Then down to 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. 1. All right, so keep those in between, and then finally you get to where you can just change without anything in between. And if you notice when I was playing the 8th notes, so that we just did the quarter notes, so let's do 8th notes now. And one of the things you're going to have to get used to when you're playing 8th notes is that there is going to be this in-between time where your left hand is actually moving to a chord while your right hand is still playing. So you've just got to get used to keeping your right hand going. So just keep your right hand going no matter what your left hand does. And even if it sounds messy, the faster you get it changing over here, the less messy it's going to sound. And you can, it's going to save you time later, because once you get, if you are waiting until you get it completely clean sounding over here, then you're going to have to go back again and fix your strumming and get this hand used to moving if you're used to stopping in between the chords. So the most important things that you can do is keep your rhythm going when you're doing strumming, and only work on those two techniques for right now. Don't worry about adding anything crazy to it, and we'll do that a little bit later. I'll show you some techniques later that you can add to these two patterns to play any rhythm that you want to play. All right, guys, if you have any questions about what I did in this video, then leave that in the comments below, and stay tuned for a couple of videos where I'm going to show you how to use some of these easier chords, if you have watched my previous videos. And if you haven't, go back and watch my 5 tips. Go back and watch my introduction to the key of D major, because if you're a beginning guitarist, one of the things that will help you out a lot is to start in a key with easier chords. And I had narrowed those down to 3 keys, and one I did today, and that's G major. The other is A major, and the third is D major. And I've created a video on D major so far. By the time you see this video, there may already be the G major and the A major out as well. But what I do is I teach you how those keys work, why they're easier keys, and how to learn a song in those keys. Now, a video I have coming out a little bit later is about how to use a capo to take a song in any key and change it to one of these keys, either G or D or A, so that if you're a beginner and you come across a tricky key, you can switch it to an easier key, and I can show you how to change those keys using that capo. Once again, guys, if you have any questions, leave that in the comments below. If you have any requests, leave that in the comments below. And subscribe to my channel. Check out my course, Untangling Chords. It's going to be coming out soon. Sign up for it now. I'm going to be helping one-on-one in that course, answering any questions specifically that you need, but there's also a course that will be very similar to what you guys are watching right now, but go in depth and give you more PDF type resources, more online videos within the course itself. So see you in the next video, guys.